the warmer months, it should be time to enjoy your backyard with friends and family. Instead, many of us waste too much time on weeding and other boring repetitive chores. HGTV star and DIY handyman Chip Wade has a list of smart things you can do in spring that will mean less time working on your backyard and more time having fun out there. Welcome in, Chip.
Thank you so much for having me today.
So spring is here and so many of our backyards are a mess from the cold months. What are some small steps that make the biggest impact to get our backyards ready for fun all summer long?
Absolutely. Well, there's going to be two things. It's going to be cleaning your porches, your patio, your decks, and cleaning your gas grills. Those are two things. If you can get those in order, you can immediately have fun. So cleaning your decks, the easiest way that I found to do that is with a pressure washer. If you don't own one, just go rent one. Super cost effective and is going to be a nice addition to make that task seamless. One thing that people don't necessarily always know when they're pressure washing their wooden decks is they get that wand a little bit too close to the wood and it can cause damage because that water is very high pressure. I recommend bringing that wand back about 16 or 18 inches. It's just going to clean it really thoroughly without damaging any of the deck boards themselves. Once it dries out, you definitely need to be making sure that you're sealing that deck with a nice UV protectant sealer. But don't just do it on the top. Everybody knows that. What people forget is it's best to do it on the top and the bottom of that board, completely sealing it on all sides. That's going to ultimately protect that board and make it last up to twice as long as if you never did it. So again, something that's definitely worth the time. As you move to cleaning your gas grills, everybody knows you got to clean that ash out from the season before, but instead of just relying on, your wire brush or your scrub pads that are left over from last year that are probably all rusted out and not in great shape, don't worry about it. Just go inside the kitchen, get you some white vinegar, and get you a roll of aluminum foil. Make you a big ball of aluminum foil, sprinkle that white vinegar on the grates, and you can use that aluminum foil as your scrub brush. In between grilling cycles, after you've had that nice round of burgers, simply cut an onion in half and grab that onion with that aluminum foil and use that as your scrubber to clean it in between so it's in prime, ready working condition for the next time you want to put something on the grill.
That's great tips there, Chip. Summer is not complete without barbecuing on the deck, that's for sure. So what about garden weeds? No one wants to see weeds, but everyone hates weeding.
Well, in the garden, there's all kinds of different things that you can do. Weeding is a huge problem across the board for all Americans. In fact, on average, Americans are spending 5 hours a month doing nothing but weeding, which is a huge, huge issue. Oftentimes what's happening is people are waiting for weeds to grow, and then they're pulling weeds, which there's weed seeds that are mixed into all of these individual weeds, which can end up making more weeds. So I'm a bigger advocate of getting ahead of the weed before it ever even grows. I do that with products that are called pre-emergence. I've been working with Preen for a number of years, and I've used the products for a long time. This is a brand new product called Preen Extended Control. This is going to block weeds for 6 months. So imagine if you do it now, you're set all the way through the summer. And it's just going to make your life a lot easier. It also has this nice flip top lid that allows you to distribute the granules really evenly. You don't even have to know what you're doing to do it right. This has been basically the gold standard for professional gardeners for the past 50 years. So the whole point is to get ahead of the weeds. Don't even let that seed grow roots and become something that you have to pull. Because once the summer hits, we want to be enjoying our time with our family and our friends, not worried about maintenance and doing things like pulling weeds out.
Absolutely, Chip. Absolutely. That's great stuff right there. Now that our backyards are in order, do you have any other fun ideas that we can do out there?
There are so many different projects that you can do in the backyard. One of my favorites is making sure you have a fire pit. That's the #1 thing across America that every single family is asking for that we work with. So having a fire feature or a fire pit, you can get entry-level models as cost-effective as $100, and it can go up from there. But what it is that destination that gives that ambiance and that place for everyone to gather around and really enjoy that outdoor space. 2 other projects that are great and easy to do is a water misting system. Imagine hooking it into your existing irrigation system, or if you don't have an irrigation system, no problem. You can hook up a nice little drip system to a spigot on the outside of the house, put little mister nozzles on there, and imagine it just covers you. Not getting you wet, but lowering the ambient temperature around you 5 to 7 degrees, cutting that edge off, making it so comfortable to be outside. Polishing it off with a little bit of outdoor lighting. Here's an example of some some string lights that you can plug in. I use these typically overhead under a trellis or even on a walk path. But one of my favorites is actually the solar powered options. You can see they're smaller bulbs. They come with a solar cell as well as a light detector. I put these under things like dining room tables or even a chair set or a sofa to give a nice illumination glow underneath, which just enough light to be able to see where you're walking. But again, it's cordless and it's easy to install, just a number of minutes. If you're interested in more tips like this, getting your backyard ready for the summer, you can always visit chipway.com for how-tos, but also visit preen.com to make sure that you're handling weeds before they ever sprout out of the ground.
That's great stuff, Chip. Thank you very much, and we'll have more real estate news coming up after the break.
All right, have a great day.